Hello, fellow gardeners. Did you know that picking just one wrong day for sowing could cut your future harvest nearly in half? It sounds intense, doesn't it? But late February and early March are absolutely critical for setting the foundation of your entire growing season. This is exactly when we start our most important crops. To make sure your hard work pays off and every seedling grows up strong and healthy, I've put together a detailed roadmap for you. In this video, we're going to break down every single day from February 20th to March 1st. You'll find out when the planets are on your side and when it's better to put the seeds away and focus on other tasks. I promise, by the end of this video, you'll have a clear, easy-to-follow calendar that will help you avoid common mistakes and get you much closer to that dream harvest. So, get comfortable. Let's dive in. Before we get into the specific dates, let's quickly talk about why this actually matters. Why can't we just plant whenever we have a free weekend? It all comes down to the moon. Our lunar neighbor has a massive impact on all fluids on Earth, including the sap inside your plants. When the moon is waxing, it pulls that energy upward toward the leaves and fruit. When it's waning, that energy shifts downward toward the roots. On top of that, as the moon moves through different zodiac signs, it takes on different qualities. Some signs are considered fertile, where everything you plant grows like crazy. Others are barren, meaning it's best to leave your seeds and roots alone. Understanding these rules isn't magic. It's time-tested agricultural wisdom. It's your secret tool for working in harmony with nature to get the best results possible. That's why this calendar isn't just a list of dates, it's your ultimate guide to a successful harvest. We're kicking off our marathon this Tuesday, February 20th. The moon will be in Taurus, and for those who know, this is one of the most fertile signs in the entire zodiac. It's a total game changer for anyone planning their planting. Think of the soil today as being perfectly primed and ready to embrace your seeds, giving them that extra boost right from the start. Taurus is all about building strong root systems and sturdy, healthy stems. That means anything you plant or transplant today has an incredible head start to grow strong and provide a high yield. The energy right now is focused on stability and steady growth. This isn't the time to rush or make hasty moves. Instead, take your time and be intentional with every task. Double-check your seed quality and prep your soil mix with extra care. You could say that February 20th is the day you lay the foundation for your entire future harvest. Don't let this window pass you by. Productive days like this are worth their weight in gold, especially as we near the end of winter when every seedling counts and you're aiming for the best possible results. It's the perfect moment for working with perennials and any plants you want to see truly thrive, bloom, and produce. So, what's on the agenda for February 20th? This day is practically made for starting your tomato seedlings, especially the mid-season and late-maturing varieties. It's also the perfect time for peppers, both sweet and hot, and eggplants. Plants sown today will grow up sturdy and compact with deep, healthy root systems, meaning they won't get weak or leggy. If you've been waiting to start your cabbage, specifically broccoli or cauliflower, now is the time. It's also a fantastic day for flowers, whether they're annuals or perennials. Asters, marigolds, and petunias will all thrive under the influence of Taurus. Along with sowing, feel free to start soaking your seeds for future planting. However, there are a few things to avoid. Steer clear of loosening the soil around the roots of your existing plants. Any accidental damage will take much longer to heal today. You should also skip the pruning. Right now, all of nature's energy is focused on growth, and we don't want to disrupt that flow. Focus on creating and nurturing new life, and the results will definitely speak for themselves. This is a day when your efforts will truly go a long way. Now, let's look ahead to Wednesday, February 21st. I have some great news for you. The moon is still in fertile Taurus. This means we have another fantastic day for active gardening. All the recommendations from Tuesday still apply, So if there was something you didn't get to yesterday, today is the perfect chance to catch up. The day's energy continues to support strong growth, especially when it comes to root systems. It's an ideal time for transplanting or thinning out seedlings if they're ready. They'll handle the move easily and settle into their new spots quickly. It's also a wonderful time to apply organic fertilizers to your houseplants or seedlings. They'll absorb those nutrients much more effectively right now. If you enjoy working with the soil, today is for you. It's a great day to prep your potting mixes, sift through the earth, or blend in some perlite and vermiculite. The key is to take your time and enjoy the process. Taurus is all about steady progress, not rushing. Just imagine you're not just working, you're creating the perfect home for your future green companions. Let's take a closer look at what else we can get done on February 21st. Just like yesterday, today is perfect for sowing seeds of those crops we expect a bountiful harvest from. This includes tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers for your greenhouse or windowsill garden. If you haven't started your leek seedlings yet, now is the perfect time. It's also a great window for sowing early varieties of white cabbage. The day is equally favorable for planting tuberous flowers, such as begonias. And if you have a heated greenhouse, go ahead and sow some early radishes. You'll be rewarded with crisp, juicy roots in no time. Since this Wednesday falls under the sign of Taurus, it's an excellent time for watering. Plants are particularly efficient at absorbing moisture right now, distributing it evenly through their tissues. Just remember to keep it in moderation. Even on a favorable day like this, waterlogging the soil won't lead to anything good. One thing you should avoid, however, is propagating plants by root division. Even though the current sign encourages root growth, any trauma to the root system is undesirable today. It's best to hold off on that until the waning moon. Other than that, it's full steam ahead. Make the most of this productive day. On Thursday, February 22nd, we're seeing a shift in the energy. The waxing moon is moving into Gemini. As an air sign, Gemini is traditionally considered unproductive, and some astrologers even go as far as calling it barren. So, what does this mean for us? Essentially, it's a clear signal to hold off on any sowing or transplanting. While seeds planted today might sprout, the resulting plants will likely be weak, with spindly stems and poor root systems. They'll be more vulnerable to disease and are unlikely to provide a good harvest. Gemini's energy is light and fleeting. It simply doesn't support the deep rooting or steady growth that plants need. The motto for today and tomorrow is simple. Do no harm. It's time to put down the seed packets and watering cans, but that doesn't mean there's nothing to do. On the contrary, days like these are a perfect opportunity to tackle the chores that often get pushed aside during the planting rush. Use this time for maintenance, pest prevention, and long-term planning. Don't be discouraged by this brief pause in the planting marathon. Remember, every stage of the gardening process is just as vital as the planting itself. So what's the plan for February 22nd under the sign of Gemini? First off, it's the perfect time to tackle pests and diseases. Give your seedlings and houseplants a close look. If you spot any uninvited guests or signs of illness, go ahead and treat them. Plants are less sensitive to treatments today, so you'll get the best possible results. Next, it's a great day to aerate the soil. Since Gemini is an air sign, the earth takes in oxygen much better, which is vital for healthy roots. Gently loosen the top layer of soil in your seedling trays. Thirdly, thin out your sprouts. If they've come up too thick, now is the time to remove the weaker ones to give the stronger plants plenty of room to thrive. It's also a good day for setting up supports and staking taller plants. You might also want to prune and shape your indoor citrus or other decorative greens. One thing to watch out for, take it easy on the watering. Roots don't absorb moisture very well today, so there's a real risk of overwatering. Only water the plants that clearly need it. Friday, February 23rd. The moon continues its journey through Gemini, so yesterday's advice still holds. Hold off on any sowing, planting, or transplanting for now. Instead, Keep things light today. Save the heavy lifting for another time and focus on tasks that don't require much physical effort. Since Gemini rules communication and information, it's a perfect day to brush up on your gardening knowledge. Dive into a good book, watch some helpful tutorials, or fine-tune your spring planting schedule. You might realize you've forgotten to pick up a specific seed variety or a certain fertilizer. If so, it's a wonderful day to head to the garden center. Purchases made under Gemini are usually very successful, and you're likely to find exactly what you've been looking for. This is also a favorable time to tend to your climbers and trailing plants like indoor vines. You can guide their growth or set up some new supports. It's a good day for flower care as well, especially for varieties that don't need much water. Take a moment to pinch off any withered blooms or dry leaves. Ultimately, today is all about bringing a sense of order and tidiness to your windowsills and seedling racks. Let's do a quick recap of the tasks for February 23rd. Our main focus today is the above-ground growth and the environment surrounding your plants. Keep up with pest control if you notice any issues, and take some time for a bit of sanitary cleaning. Go through your seedlings and houseplants to remove any yellowed or dry leaves. This doesn't just make them look better, it's a key step in preventing fungal diseases. If your seedlings are looking a bit leggy, go ahead and pinch back the tops. This stimulates side growth and encourages them to grow bushier, which is especially important for plants like petunias and lobelia. Weather permitting, you can also head out into the garden. Gently shake any heavy snow off the branches of your evergreens and fruit trees to keep them from snapping under the weight. It's also a good time to check on the winter protection for your roses and other perennials. If you have a greenhouse, you can start prepping the beds for the upcoming season. However, hold off on watering and fertilizing for now. Give your plants a little time to rest. Remember, proper care during these quiet days is just as crucial as planting during fertile ones. It's all part of a larger strategy to ensure a bountiful harvest. Heads up, everyone. Mark your calendars for Saturday, February 24th. It's a full moon, and the energy is going to be incredibly intense. This is a time to tread lightly. Experienced gardeners and agronomists know that during the full moon, as well as the day before and the day after, it's best to avoid any hands-on work that could stress your plants. That means no sowing, no transplanting, no pruning, and no pinching back. Right now, plants are at their most vulnerable. Their sap is surging towards the top, leaving the roots sensitive and weak. At this lunar peak, even a small cut can do some real damage. Think of it as a period of high stress for nature. Our job is to help our plants through it, not add to the pressure. So, the best advice for the 24th is to just take a breather. Give yourself and your green friends a day off. Use the time to plan, relax, or focus on things outside the garden. It's the perfect moment to recharge your strength before the next big step. But what if you're itching to get your hands dirty? Is there really nothing for a gardener to do during a full moon? Of course there is. Even though we avoid working with the plants themselves, there are still plenty of productive tasks to tackle. First off, it's the perfect time for weeding. Weeds pulled during a full moon take much longer to grow back because their root systems are at their weakest and easiest to remove. If you have a greenhouse, that's a great place to start. Second, it's an excellent time for fertilizing, especially foliar feeding. Nutrients sprayed directly onto the leaves are absorbed quickly and efficiently right now. Just be careful with the dosage. Third, you can collect seeds from any mature fruits, like indoor peppers. It's widely believed that seeds gathered during a full moon carry the most energy and will produce a fantastic harvest. Finally, use this time to take stock of your supplies. Check the expiration dates on your seeds, fertilizers, and pest control products. The golden rule is simple: no pruning, no planting, and no transplanting. Stick to that, and your garden will stay healthy and thriving. Sunday, February 25th is here. With the full moon behind us, The moon is now beginning to wane as it moves into Cancer, one of the most fertile and nurturing water signs. This is fantastic news. A waning moon in Cancer marks a golden window for specific types of garden work. Remember, during a waning moon, energy and nutrients naturally shift downward towards the roots. This makes it the perfect time for anything involving root systems. Plants started today will develop incredibly strong, healthy roots, though they may grow more sturdy and compact rather than tall. Your harvest will be both delicious and plentiful, though keep in mind these crops may not be the best for long-term storage or seed saving. Because Cancer is a water sign, your plants will be extra thirsty today. Make sure the soil is well hydrated. Now is the time to give your seedlings and houseplants a deep, thorough watering. They'll soak up that moisture and use it to strengthen their roots, which is exactly where their focus should be right now. So, what's on the agenda for February 25th? First off, it's one of the best days for transplanting your seedlings. Root systems are much less vulnerable right now, so they'll settle into their new pots and adapt to the soil almost immediately. It's also the perfect window for sowing dwarf tomato varieties. You can expect strong, sturdy plants and a bountiful harvest. Feel free to get your celeriac and leeks started as well. If you have a heated greenhouse, now is the ideal time to sow root crops like radishes, early carrots, and beets. They're sure to turn out juicy and full-sized. Today is also great for applying organic fertilizer directly to the roots. The nutrients will reach their target quickly and be absorbed more efficiently. Go ahead and soak your seeds, especially those with tougher hulls. With the moon in Cancer, they'll hydrate quickly and sprout in no time. However, there are a few things you should avoid. Steer clear of chemical pesticides today. Plants are extra sensitive right now and could easily suffer chemical burns. It's also best to avoid planting any tall varieties, as they may end up weak and brittle. This Monday, February 26th, the lunar cycle shifts once again as the waning moon enters Leo. In the world of gardening, Leo is a dry and barren fire sign, signaling a time to step back from planting and transplanting. For the next 2 days, it's best to hit the pause button on sowing seeds, thinning seedlings, and rooting cuttings. Anything planted under Leo's influence tends to struggle with moisture, leading to poor development and a disappointing harvest. While Leo's energy is vibrant and creative, it simply isn't geared toward growth and productivity. Instead, use this time to shift your focus to other essential chores. Don't view these as lost days. Rather, see them as an opportunity to catch up on maintenance and give your plants a well-deserved rest. Success in the garden is all about balance, knowing when to act and when to wait. A truly great gardener is more than just a sower of seeds. They are a strategist who aligns their efforts with the natural rhythms of the earth. So, what's on the agenda for February 26th with the moon in Leo? Even though it's considered a barren sign, there's still plenty of productive work we can get done. First off, it's a perfect day for weeding. Just like during a full moon, any weeds cleared during this dry period will be much slower to grow back. It's also a great time to tackle pests, especially those lurking in the soil. Next, use this window to prep your greenhouse or garden beds. You can turn the soil, mix in some compost or humus, and get your rows shaped. We aren't touching the plants themselves today, but we're making sure their future home is ready for them. It's also the ideal moment for a tool audit. Take a look at your shears, hoes, and shovels. See if anything needs sharpening, repairing, or replacing. Getting this done now means you'll be fully prepared when the season really kicks off. Since Leo is a creative sign, why not spend some time on garden design? Map out your flower beds or plan your vegetable layouts. You'll likely find yourself coming up with some really inspired and original ideas. One final note: definitely hold off on any watering or fertilizing today. It's best to avoid those entirely for now. Tuesday, February 27th. The moon is still waning and remains in Leo, which means yesterday's recommendations are still in full effect. Our planting hiatus continues. Since this is considered a dry and barren day, avoid working with seeds or roots. Instead, use this time to get organized. Wipe the dust off your seedling shelves, wash your trays, and double-check your grow lights. Remember, cleanliness is just as important for plants as it is for people. Keeping surfaces dust-free boosts photosynthesis, and clean trays significantly reduce the risk of fungal diseases. It's also a great day for a supply run. Head to the store for any missing seeds, soil, or fertilizers. Review your planting plan. Do you have everything you need? Now is the perfect time to stock up on growth stimulants or pest protection before the spring rush begins. Focusing on strategic planning today will save you a lot of time and stress once the season is in full swing. Wondering what else to tackle on February 27th? If the weather holds and the snow has melted, it's a great time for some early spring cleaning. Start by clearing away old leaves and any debris that piled up over the winter. You can also move on to sanitary pruning, removing those dead, broken, or diseased branches. Even though Leo is considered a barren sign, it's actually perfect for this kind of work because cuts dry quickly, minimizing the risk of infection. In the greenhouse, you can keep prepping the soil. If you're growing seedlings for sale, or just like to stay organized, take a moment to prep and label your pots for future transplanting. It's also an ideal time to treat any wooden frames or structures with a protective finish. Basically, there's always plenty to do that doesn't involve direct planting. The key is simply setting your priorities. But here's the most important rule: no watering. During these dry Leo days, moisture isn't absorbed well and can easily lead to root rot. Be patient, everyone. The fertile days will be back before you know it. Finally, on Wednesday, February 28th, our patience has paid off. The waning moon is moving into Virgo. As an earth sign, Virgo might be considered only moderately fertile, but for certain tasks, it's absolutely perfect. Virgo's energy is meticulous and detail-oriented, making this the ideal time for delicate work that requires precision. This is the perfect moment for potting up your seedlings. Plants transplanted under Virgo take root beautifully, adapt quickly, and are much more resilient. Root damage is kept to a minimum, and the plants themselves experience far less stress. If your tomatoes, peppers, or flowers are ready to move into their own pots, February 28th and 29th are your best days. Virgo also favors ornamental plants, so it's a great time to care for your house plants, especially if they need repotting or dividing. Everything will go smoothly and easily for your green friends. The day is also favorable for watering and fertilizing. What else should you focus on this February 28th? Since Virgo is the sign of precision and neatness, it's the perfect time to give your plants some extra care and structure. Try pinching back your seedlings to encourage bushier growth, or pruning side shoots on your indoor tomatoes. It's also a great day for sowing annual flowers, specifically those prized for their beautiful foliage or unique shapes rather than just flashy blooms. If you're planning a windowsill garden, now is the time to sow herbs like dill or fennel. They're bound to grow up healthy and incredibly fragrant. Any work with soil is highly recommended today, from prepping garden beds to mixing nutrient-rich potting blends. You can also thin out your sprouts with ease, as you'll be able to remove any extras without disturbing the neighboring plants. One thing to avoid, however, is soaking your seeds. Under Virgo's influence, it's believed that seeds don't absorb moisture as well, which can lead to slow germination. It's best to save that task for a more suitable water sign day. Otherwise, it's a highly productive and rewarding day, especially for those who appreciate order and a job well done. Thursday, February 29th, a rare leap day that only comes around once every 4 years. We're in luck, as the moon remains in Virgo today, giving us one more chance to tackle those detailed gardening tasks we've been discussing. If you didn't quite finish pricking out your seedlings yesterday, today is the perfect time to wrap things up. all the benefits of the Virgo sign still apply. It's an ideal window for transplanting, dividing plants, and tending to your indoor flowers. You can also continue sowing annuals, especially trailing and ground cover varieties. They'll root deeply and thrive. It's also an excellent day for applying mineral fertilizers, as plants will absorb the nutrients more efficiently right now. Take a moment to check on your seedlings. They might be ready for a drink. While plants under Virgo take up moisture well, just remember not to overwater. Finally, use today to get organized. Rearrange your pots for better access, and make sure everything is clearly labeled. That signature Virgo precision and systematic approach are exactly what you need for a successful growing season. And here we are at the first day of spring, Friday, March 1st. The moon is still waning but is preparing to transition into the next sign. This means the first half of the day remains under the influence of Virgo, giving you just enough time to finish transplanting or repotting your houseplants. By the afternoon, the moon moves into Libra. As an air sign with moderate fertility, Libra, combined with a waning moon, is ideal for root crops and bulbs. If you have a heated greenhouse, it's a great time to sow radishes and carrots for an early harvest, or to plant onions for greens. Libra is also the patron of flowers, so feel free to work with tubers and bulbs. You might want to start sprouting your dahlias or gladioli now. Plants started under Libra are known for their resilience against pests and diseases. It's also a perfect day for watering and fertilizing. All in all, March 1st is a day of transition that eases us into the spring season. It's a wonderful way to conclude our gardening marathon. That's how busy and productive a week can be for a mindful gardener. Let's recap what we've learned. We saw that the most favorable days for sowing tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants this week were February 20th and 21st, under the sign of Taurus. For thinning and transplanting, February 25th, 28th, and 29th were the ideal dates. During the Gemini and Leo days, as well as the full moon, we let our plants rest and focused on other essential chores. As you can see, there are no good or bad days in the lunar calendar, only days suited for different types of work. The real secret is all in the knowledge and the planning. By following these simple rules, you're working in harmony with nature, and she always rewards that care with a bountiful harvest. Thanks for watching until the end. I hope you found this helpful and that it helps you grow strong, healthy seedlings. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our detailed calendar for March. Give this video a like if you enjoyed this format. And now I have a question for you. What are your most important gardening tasks for the coming days? Share your plans in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Good luck to everyone, and I'll see you next time.